$250,000 for unemployed and underemployed workers in Allegheny County.
Washington, it's 57, Greensburg 55, and Beaver already at 54. The average high for the state of the year is 50.
Something like this where you can utilize your vehicle, I think it's really cool. So I'll have some really cool, probably accessories in the trunk, and then I'll have another parking spot that they give you where I'll set up all the racks of clothing and things like that.
I've been reaching out to some of the vendors that have already said that they want to be a part of this event. Today at 5, find out what items you'll be able to buy here, plus what Pittsburgh Downtown Partnership hopes this does for the city. Reporting in downtown Pittsburgh, Alyssa Raymond, Channel.
Information today on the Shell oil plastics for a variety of industries. The lawsuit says that nearly some people recover.
I was depressed. It was hard for me to breathe.
Only on 11, why the virus has forced one woman to live in her basement. And hours after he installed a security camera, it caught a crime, and he was not the only target. The string of car thefts that police are now investigating.
A lot of people are afraid to admit that they're having these problems.
And the new health condition coming to light after a year in isolation. Use radar guns to catch speeders, but it's still in the very early stages. Pennsylvania is the only state in the country that limits the use of radar.
Some of our rainfall impacts for Thursday is going to be wet roads in the high category, heavy rain in the medium category. I do expect periods of moderate to heavy rain across the region. Could lead to some localized flooding, but I'm not really expecting widespread flooding by
More people are getting vaccinated, and there is renewed hope for life to get back to normal. But for many, the idea of life returning back to normal actually feels terrifying. Reporter Amanda Placentia spoke with one expert who says he's noticing an emerging phenomenon. People are having anxiety about life after COVID.
As vaccinated people are starting to get comfortable resuming their normal activities, not everyone is excited to get back out into society again.
A lot of people are scared to death of going out.
Miami psychiatrist Dr. Arthur Bregman has a name for this new pandemic phenomenon.
Cave syndrome that I coined has to do with the isolation you crave. In other words, people have gotten into being isolated, alone. They love being home.
Nicole Russell says she experienced cave syndrome firsthand.
Lack of care with my family, lack of care for myself, basically being scared to go outside. I'm very high risk because I'm a diabetic. And I basically sheltered myself in my bedroom for many months.
The 37-year-old mother says she was a normal, functioning adult before COVID, but she became debilitated while being trapped at home during quarantine.
What it was doing to me psychologically was just very detrimental to my health.
Nicole says she recognized the issue and is getting her life back on track. Her and Dr. Bregman encourage anyone who may be experiencing cave syndrome to seek help from friends, family, or professionals.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of people are afraid to admit that they're having these problems, and it literally is all of
for governors and mayors all across the country will say, well, the federal government's going to reimburse me for my COVID-related expenses, but anything in excess of that, I ought to give it back.
Senator Scott says so far he hasn't heard from any mayor.
But first, some fitness trackers and smartwatches can now measure key health factors. They're warning on why you shouldn't always trust those numbers. Her one step closer to being with her husband for the first time in nearly a year. Take a look at this. 500 drones took the skies above Dublin as Ireland celebrated St. Patrick's